Welcome to the Two and a Half Citizens podcast. I'm Zen.
And I'm Pablo.
And let's get right into it. If this dog really looking at me mad sensually, like this getting uncomfortable. Actually, speaking of that, yesterday I showed Alicia the great hit Disney film,
Air Bud?
A Goofy Movie.
Oh, that's a good movie.
And this morning we started watching.
Is that the one where he goes to college or when he's in high school?
The second one that we're starting to watch now and we haven't finished is an extremely goofy movie.
Okay.
And that's the one where he goes to college.
And goes to X game mode.
Yeah, so I started realizing that basically every movie that I try to remember, like, oh, this is a movie, because she, like, did not watch movies as a kid.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of movies I know she hasn't seen.
Okay.
So there's a lot of times where I was like, oh, this would be a great movie to show you. And I show it to her, not like haven't seen it in a long time, and then I realize, oh shit,
this sucks.
This is a musical.
Oh.
And she doesn't like musicals. And she's always like, why the fuck do you keep on showing me musicals? And I don't realize, like, I'm thinking like High School Musical. I didn't realize that, like, what else was a musical to a degree, which was
Camp Rock?
No, I didn't show her Camp Rock, but Adam Sandler's 8 Crazy Nights is probably one of my...
Oh, yeah, that's a musical.
Well, that's one of my favorite, like, animated movies.
Yeah.
And that's a musical.
Yeah.
I was watching The Emperor's New Groove the other day.
That doesn't have...
It has musical numbers.
I mean, all Disney movies from that time are going to have musical numbers.
So, like, in the very beginning where it's like, Cusco, da, 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 da. And then they, like, in the middle of the woods, there was a whole thing, and there was another musical number, like... There'd be all these musical numbers.
You can't tell me Mulan's let's get down to bit. That slabs.
I'm gonna be real with you. I guess she was too cultural. I don't remember Mulan. If she was white, I might have remembered that movie, to be honest with you.
Dang.
I didn't see that one. I didn't see Aladdin like that. I didn't even really see...
You didn't see Aladdin?
I didn't even really see Lion King like that either, because it was, like, based in Africa, to be honest with you. Now, I'm joking about the reason, but I deadass really ain't seen them, and that might be, like, the only explanation.
Oh, dang. No, bro, did you watch Hercules?
Not really. It was too Greek. No, I think I might have at school. I think I might have seen that one in school, because I remember that in The Hunchback of Notre Dame.
I've actually never seen The Hunchback of Notre Dame.
I'm really surprised you haven't, because I had seen that mad times at school.
No, I don't know. I didn't watch that one.
That one goes hard. Gargoyles, stuff like that.
But most of these, what I'm saying though, most of these movies have musical numbers.
Well,
except for Toy Story, but that's Pixar.
No, they do. You got a friend.
But that's at the credits.
Damn, you're right. They don't have a real musical number.
Yeah,
maybe because Tom Hanks can't sing.
Maybe, but bro, don't tell me that Paul, whatever his name is, Newsman or Paul?
Walker.
No, dude, the guy that wrote all those movies, like, he wrote the soundtrack to all those movies.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like, he made, like, the Tarzan soundtrack, which you can't tell me you ain't seen Tarzan because that's a white dude.
No, I definitely seen that one.
Okay.
I definitely seen a Tarzan.
Yeah.
White Man in the Woods? Woo!
Yeah.
You can't think about that. That was the biggest representation for poor whites ever.
Oh, my God.
It's just a white man in the woods.
Well, he wasn't.
But they just made him pretty. Yeah. That's the only difference. Yeah. That's the only difference between anyone who lives in Magnolia and Tarzan. I'm being for real.
All right.
It's like that out here in Texas. It's literally like you have people in big cities and then, like, random QAnon Tarzans in the rest of the counties.
That's fair. That's a fair assumption.
So, I mean, because you be seeing it. I mean, especially Houston, because it's so diverse. You walk around here and you really forget you're in Texas. That's why I think Houston specifically is not a part of Texas. Because, like, when you walk around Houston, like, I really wonder, like, wait, how are we red? Like, there's a lot of times I'm for real, like, how are we red when I walk around Houston? Then I start looking, I'm like, oh, shit. Like, just anytime I drive a little out, like Huntsville, that's all it takes for me to go up to Huntsville. And I'm like, oh, yep. They still have their Trump flags up. I'm like, dog, he already done served his first 100 days. Like, a lot of shit's happened, dog. Like, a lot of things have happened.
Yeah, there's a bunch of Trump 2024 stuff in NAC. Like, I was just in NAC this past weekend. And, yeah. It's a lot.
That's a little wild for me. Like, I don't know, man. I'm just, but I say all that to say that there was some hot looking animal cartoons, like back in the day. You
Oh,
start
God.
realizing like
No.
I ain't gonna front like I was watching the Extremely Goofy movie, and it's okay for me to talk about the Extremely Goofy movie because they're older, I believe. They're definitely legal adults.
Oh, and the Extremely Goofy? Oh, yeah, because they're all in college, yeah.
Yeah. So that poetry dog,
Uh-huh.
that bitch right there, and that's not even derogatory because she really a female dog. That one ain't even wrong, to be honest with you.
We're not, are you furry? Is this your way of telling me you're a furry?
I'm not, and I'll be real with you. I'll be 100% open. I have not ever participated, or enjoyed any sort of animated pornography ever.
Okay.
I just want to put that out there.
I'm glad. Thank you.
I just want to put that out there because I'm probably finna start, dog.
Oh my
so I'm just saying this now, so that when I start talking about the journey, y'all realize where the start place took place and where things changed. So we're gonna be documenting this, documenting this, and I'll be posting any interesting links. I want to start a Discord around this, maybe like a community. That's the goal now. That's where I'm pushing my personal brand, not the brand of the podcast, just my personal brand as a person.
My sister told me that because like this new Space Jam movie's coming out.
Yeah.
And which I got a lot of opinions about.
We want to get into it a little bit because
I love Space Jam, bro. Okay, listen, I know that R. Kelly is a horrible person. I know that. I know that. Okay, don't get mad at me. I know that. But when Michael Jordan lands in the baseball field from the spaceship, spoiler alert, from the spaceship, and then I Believe I Can Fly starts playing.
Are you talking about the original Space Jam?
Yes.
You do really spoiler alert the original Space Jam, dog?
Yeah, there's people who ain't seen it.
Okay. They're wrong.
Yeah.
They're terrible people.
Anyway,
people I don't want to be
and then
around.
Michael's coming out and it's like, I believe. Tell me that ain't touch your soul.
No, I believe you. I believe that does touch your soul, dog.
Yeah.
Weird things be touching your soul.
No.
But dog, I get you. But what's your qualms? So where are your qualms now with this new one?
Oh, okay. So now with this new one, it's just like the original Space Jam was just kind of like, they're like, it had no explanations. It was just like 4 kids, like, hey, here you go. Here's this weird movie with Michael Jordan. And like, like, where do the Looney Tunes live? I don't know, somewhere underground. Like, kind of stuff like that like doesn't really get explained. And then like in this movie, I feel like they're like trying to explain it.
It's a weird time now.
And then like Don Cheadle's like, welcome to the Space Jam. And it's like, no one had to say that,
So, okay. There's a few things where it's like LeBron's trying to force himself into culture. Like the thing with Michael Jordan, he
was culture, bro.
That's the thing. You see that with like the Last Dance documentary, like just him being him, his performance, his like
that was
shaking the NBA made him culture around the world.
Right.
In order for LeBron James to try to equivalent either like a fraction of that, he's got to be on the internet talking about social issues.
Yeah.
He's got to be, talking about Taco Tuesday. He's got to be doing all these things. He's got to be bringing himself up with Tom Brady. He's got to rush himself into Space Jam, and then let's make sure that everybody's 100% happy about it. When back then, I don't know if it's because of media, the times, and just the way Jordan was, like he just didn't give a fuck. He did what he did on the court, talked to whoever, and did know how to, like, back then the media was what you told them.
Also, this is why MJ's the GOAT outside of basketball, is because without social media, he was a global phenomenon.
Yeah.
With a sport that's like American based too.
And like made it that much bigger. Like made the salary caps wild, made like it a whole different thing. So Space Jam specifically, as we're getting in and getting back into that thing, they made Lola Bunny unhot. They took the titties away from the bunny.
That's what I was gonna say. That my sisters told me that people were mad on Twitter that like they didn't make her hot this time around.
Because that, for a lot of people, I guess my age and even below or whatever, Looney Tunes been around.
Yeah.
It's like one of those things you were like, but that bunny though, but Lola. that bunny though. And now they like tomboyed her. They like made her more masculine. They just, you know what I mean? Like I don't know. To me, I think it's anti-feminist.
Okay.
Because to me, you're saying a girl can't be hot and be really good at basketball. Because before she was hot, but she was laying it up. She was like dunking on all the guys. She was doing everything. And now it's like, oh, in order for you to be a good basketball player, you have to like have no titties. You have to be like a tomboy. You have to like be this way. You can't be attractive. You can't own yourself and your body and be really good and dominant at a sport. And to me, I think that's sexist.
That's an interesting take.
I'm just saying. So, hashtag boycott Space Jam unless they bring Lola Bunny back. But
I heard... Okay, so the thing that made me be a little bit more relieved about this new Space Jam is there is supposed to be an MJ cameo.
I heard about that.
So that makes me feel a little better. I'm still worried.
I don't know how I feel about that for like what, you're just going to save it with cameos? You didn't need all that crazy shit with the original Space Jam. Is it gonna?
I rewatched the original Space Jam as an adult, and it's so freaking funny how little they cared. Like when Bill Murray like gets subbed into the game, and Daffy Duck is like, "Hey Bill, how'd you get here?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm friends with the producer." Like literally, how he got there in real life, and he just like said it in the movie.
Yeah,
like, it was just that's amazing.
That was the whole thing about it. Like that was the thing about Looney Tunes. I feel like too. They like
break the third wall and
So I don't know, man. We're gonna see. When is this supposed to come out?
I don't know.
Some of the oh shit. The one thing that's kind of wild out of it is like you start seeing that, especially when you're dealing with a big cultural moment like this, you're gonna see all the cool promotional things that kind of start coming out of it.
Yeah.
So soundtrack or songs for the soundtrack are starting to come out.
Okay.
There was a gospel song. Mm-hmm. Kirk Franklin.
Yeah.
Produced by Just Blaze with Lil Baby on it. That song slap, dog.
Okay, good. Because it has some heavy expectations soundtrack wise because the original Space Jam soundtrack, bro.
I'm just saying, think about Kirk Franklin, Just Blaze, Lil Baby on a gospel record. Lil Baby,
yeah, no, it
on
sounds
a gospel
awesome.
record.
I want to listen
just
to
spitting.
It. Yeah,
it's wild.
Okay, so I have high hopes for that.
Lil Baby has also just been dominating. Like I could give a fuck about that Khaled project because of the fact of Khaled. Like there's just something about he gets on my nerves. Corny. But he didn't overdo that corniness of like being out there and being annoying on this album. Yeah. He didn't as much. And he had some really good songs on there. Some really good people. There was a Lil Baby, Lil Durk song on there.
Yo, tell me why his his new baby son, tell me why I thought that was Assad, but Assad all grown up now.
Or my thing was, it made me think like Assad was the younger one and this other one was older and he just would never show him until now. I don't know which one's which.
No, Assad is the big one.
And he just had another one, I guess?
Yeah.
Or what?
Yeah.
Damn, we just don't be seeing... It is kind of crazy because, I mean, that was probably like 4 years ago whenever like we first started hearing about Assad.
Yeah. No, I mean, and if you think about it, like, even like with like Kanye's kids, like North is like old now.
Did you see that picture?
Which one?
So there is a picture right now going around about there's a picture of like Drake's son.
Oh yeah, Adonis, and he looks kind of old.
No. It's not a picture. It's a picture that Adonis drew.
Oh, okay.
It's a picture that Adonis drew.
Is it supposed to be like that North thing where she had like supposedly drew this like amazing painting?
So it was this. It's Drake's kid versus Kanye's kid. So they're already like throwing them against each other. Which the fact that like she mad grown even if she did draw that, and he a toddler. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
because North is like what 6 or 5?
Probably going to crazy Montessori schools or some crazy private education school. Yeah. Real quick, as we're on this,
that's hilarious.
Do you support private schools for your kids?
If I can afford it, yes.
Really?
Yes.
If
I had it like that, yes. Because you got to understand the connection. One, the connections they're going to make. 2, it's actually setting them up for college for real. Like, for real, for real. Like, you're going to go in and you're going to go in knowing what you're going to go in with a plan. Like, and then the only thing about it that I would draw back from, even if let's say, even if my kid went to Memorial High School, I feel like that'd be kind of like the same thing. But, because it's like, that's like a very affluent school. The only drawback that I would have would be that my kid would not... I don't care if they're the token. That's fine. You can like exploit that to your benefit and kind of like monetize off of that, to be honest. But he or she would like, I guess not really like, there's a certain level of empathy that you build in public school and relatability.
This is what I'm saying. My thing about it is that when you put yourself if you put your kid in a public school, you're only surrounding them with personalities of, like, you're surrounding them with kids of parents who have it like that.
Yeah.
Who are able to get the money together to put their kids there. Mm-hmm. So they're at a specific place and they probably have taught their kids specific things. So you're surrounding them with sort of like-minded individuals to a degree, even though everyone has their differences. But when you go to public school, you're dealing with some, rich kids, with some poor kids, with some kids from over here, with some kids from, like, you're engulfing yourself with different personalities, different people, different ways of being, different obstacles that kind of build up their character. Yeah. Because it's cool to have a plan, but then like when you don't have any sort of like real world experience, that's where I feel like it gets scary. And I feel like that's the same kind of things with like homeschooled kids and shit like that. It's like that same.
Hell, I would never do homeschool. That's insane. Shout out to the people that do. I couldn't. So like what I think is, like, let's say not even private school. Let's say like a school like Memorial. Like I would have my kid go there to get the good education, and then their senior year, I'm like, all right, brother, we're transferring you to Spring Woods.
Now, is that a weird thing with their like percentages and stuff like that?
No, because then they'll just dominate on the last year and be like top 10.
There we go. That's the way to do it. But damn, dog, that's a whole ass move on the low.
Yep.
That's a whole ass move on the low. You're just gonna be like, you ain't gonna graduate with none of your friends. You ain't gonna do a prom. You ain't gonna be a prom with none of your friends.
You trying to go to school? What's up?
Let's take a quick break and then get into some actual news topics here for the week.
All right, let's do it.
So we're back, and apparently so is all the fuck shit. Things are wilding now here in Houston, because I guess Houston in general, we were already like acting like the pandemic never existed.
Right.
On the low. But now that like the CDC has been like, yo, if you're vaccinated and you're really good at lying, then like you don't have to wear a mask anymore.
Well, here's the thing though, because last week I went to an Astros game, and I parked, whatever, and I was walking over, and then I was like, oh, what if they ask for my Vax card? Like, let me get it, which it's always in my car, just because I'm like, I don't know if they
want to get donuts or whatever.
Yeah, like if I want donuts, or I don't know if they're ever gonna ask it for it or what have you. But so like I put it in the back of my pocket, and then I walk in, like I'm like walking in, and then they didn't ask me for it, and then also I noticed no one was wearing a mask. So then I was like, whatever, bro, I'm taking this thing off. And
damn, anti-vaxxer will go off.
How am I anti-masker?
I'm just kidding.
And then so then I just like, so that's where I was like, yo, this is mad wild. There's mad people in here. Nobody's wearing a mask, and really no one really checked if people are vaccinated, so they could have not been and just kind of walked in. They didn't even ask for like, hey, you got a negative COVID test? It was nothing like that.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's like, it's a wrap for that. Like, there's no lines at the testing sites anymore. Who's getting tested anymore? Who's like?
Well, apparently the hotel is gonna make me and Novara have we have to provide like.
They say that.
I don't know, bro.
I literally in the midst of things went to New York, and like I did the traveler's checklist. I did everything.
Yeah.
And then like I did all the kind of stuff. And then I get there, I have a negative test, nothing. Didn't get asked for a single thing.
Yeah, because even on the website, it's like on their website, the hotel's like, we don't want the rapid test, like we want the deep one.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
All right, that might be. They might need it then. So, you tell me a little bit about this fight that apparently broke out.
Yeah, so it wasn't the game I went to, but it was. I did go to a game that was. I did go to one of the game series where it was with the Dodgers, which was gonna get heated because of the cheating shit that came out, and because like last season, I guess they couldn't really people couldn't get it
out, all that frustration about,
right.
And it was them two specifically, right? Dodgers,
right? Like we beat them for that championship. So
let's hear.
Yeah.
Between our Astros and the Dodgers, but fans took it to a whole new level last night. Take a look at that video. Last night at Minute Maid Park, fists were flying in the stands, and tonight we're learning.
And that Dodgers fan was getting him real talk on the low.
He connected and everything.
Live at Minute Maid tonight, and Courtney,
that boy had hands.
He did have hands.
No one was arrested in this case.
Oh, no one was arrested?
No.
Yeah, no arrests. The three men who are involved were cited for fighting in public, but they're banned from Minute Maid Park for at least the next year.
Okay, so they got like a ticket.
Turned into a boxing match.
There were 4 fights. We saw 4 fights last night. Cindy.
Can we say that we now care more about boxing than baseball now, and that's why? People are like, yo, people realized how boring baseball can be at a certain point. They say, yo, dog,
let's throw hands
this shit. Yeah, I feel like they were getting more. I feel like they were getting more. They were getting more attention, but that's wild. So, are we gonna have a lot of delayed issues? Like, is this okay? So this kind of tells me that we've had a lot of built up things.
Yeah, like there's a lot of built up anger.
So how long before they actually get 6ix9ine? Because I feel like the pandemics maybe saved them.
Yeah. I don't know, bro. I give that boy like 6 more months. It's been crazy. I feel like it's crazy out here. I feel like people legit forgot how to act, and like.
So
like,
did you see he did like a crazy show? Like all these rappers have been bragging about like getting 200,000 for a show or whatever. He got 500,000 for a show. 6ix9ine. And like it was like packed and sold out.
That's crazy.
So like I don't like there's where the things are. Like he has fans still. So obviously it's not that everyone hates him. And I start looking through like once you're actually following him and you're seeing like who's following him and stuff, you realize his social media actually is going crazy. The thing about it is because of the nature of things, he's kind of shadow banned where like unless you follow him, unless you're in the loop, you probably won't just see the straight things. But he's got like over 20-something million followers.
Oh, really?
It's insane.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. So I'm like, it is actually crazy how much buzz he is still getting. And I'm because
people
the thing
like
is,
the anti-hero, I guess.
But is he even the anti-hero? Like,
no,
what the
he's
fuck
just kind
is
of a
he?
douche. I don't know, bro. Yeah, I don't know. But I mean, like, I feel like, dude, he has pissed off a lot of people, and all he needs is one person to
want the clout enough.
Yeah, and to like have nothing to lose. I just wouldn't.
That's what it is. I think that's what it is. He puts himself like he beefs with people who he knows have something to lose.
Exactly.
Okay, real quick. 7 minutes ago, fight announcement tomorrow from Jake Paul. So, I don't know if we talked about this last time, but he was doing all the events with Triller and everything like that. He's now left Triller and has joined Showtime Boxing for a multi-fight deal.
Okay.
So now that this is all in effects and stuff like that, him saying he's got a fight announcement tomorrow, we're gonna see what kind of opponent he'll actually be bringing out. This will be interesting to see, like, after Ben Askren, what is it next? Because he's still, I think, slowly gaining the respect of everybody. And it's kind of like, all right, who is it going to be now? Is it going to be someone that people think, oh, we'll respect if he beats that person?
Yeah.
So that's going to be interesting.
Do you think he's going to fight another UFC fighter?
I think so. Or a low-level boxer. But like a low-level boxer who's like well-known enough for it to be like, oh shit, nah, if he beats him though. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like that, it has to be like to that type of degree. So we'll see, but it's also like he brings big pay-per-view numbers, so it kind of has to be like a big.
What, to be Conor McGregor?
I don't think it's time for that yet. I think I don't know if I want to say
the
that
stars aren't right.
Yeah, we have to wait until after Dustin Poirier.
Gotcha.
We got to see to what happens with Dustin Poirier and see if because after him losing, when they were first talking about all this stuff and Jake was really trying to get big money out there, it was before he lost to Dustin. So after that, he was saying, dog, your stock dropped, and he was offering him way less money and all this kind of stuff. So now it's if he beats Dustin, maybe there's a thing of what's up now? People want to see you beat Jake. If he doesn't, then I feel it's kind of starting to be all right, McGregor, you just need to sit down and just
take your L's.
Yeah, just be with your family and shit like that. At that point,
sell your whiskey, bro.
Real talk.
Yeah.
So.
But kind of back to the people wilding at stadiums. It's I feel we waited so long to be back at these types of events, and even at the playoffs right now, people dumped popcorn on Russell Westbrook as he was exiting with an injury. Someone threw a bottle at Kyrie Irving. Someone tried to spit on what's his name, Trae Young.
So what about the performers? Do you think these basketball players have been playing in these bubbles with no fans and stuff like that?
Mm-hmm.
Now that the fans are back, you would think that they're relieved, oh, finally the energy's back. But now that the energy seems so toxic.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Fuck.
It's might as well go back to the because I don't know what it is, bro. I don't know if it's pent up anger or something. Or
it's finally the release of being around people and that energy. Everyone's been angrily tweeting things. Now they can actually shout things out in front of other people.
Yeah, but that's just stupid. I don't know, man. It honestly makes me worried when I'm in public because bro, you never know who's got their feelings hurt and is ready to shoot up something.
That's why we all got to be. That's why we all got to be carrying. Just like we pivoting.
No.
Did you hear? I feel you'll have to have heard
what
the whole gun thing in Texas now, right? Over the age of 18,
yeah,
you can open carry without a license.
That's insane to me.
Roman, you could. Yeah. Roman is over 18.
Yeah.
See Roman out with the blicky.
Bro, for me, I think Chris Rock said it best. If you could have a mortgage, you should be able to have a gun.
Yeah.
A mortgage, that's a real background check.
Yeah.
That's a background check of background checks, bro. So I don't know, man. It's crazy that it's harder to buy a house than it is to buy a gun that you could kill someone with. I'm not sitting here against this,
It's a weird thing though
guns.
because it's a weird thing though because it's more than just the guns. It's more about all these I don't know.
I'm not against people having it. It's just I want the right people to have it.
But how do you know? Because here's the thing: most of these people who have committed things and have done some crazy things, a lot of the times it's not they would have not passed a background check regardless.
Right.
You know what I mean? You don't know until it happens. So it's there's certain things that's kind of
I feel you should have a mental check if you want an automatic weapon.
Yeah, I believe so too.
Yeah.
So but we don't sell automatic weapons. We only sell semi-automatic weapons as a country, don't we?
I don't anything that's not a pistol, bro. You gotta check your mental. For me, at least.
Which is, I agree. It's just weird because you start trying to get into all the classification shit.
I don't know enough about guns to be
we've been getting I don't know. Texas is wild, and I feel they're Californians are coming and they're let's set everything in stone right the fuck now.
Yeah.
Because they said, all right, Californians are coming. They ain't about to fuck shit up. Let's set this gun thing. Everyone over the age of 18, let's set this. If you got a heartbeat for all you bitch-ass Californians, the second the heartbeat come around, ain't no more abortions here.
Yeah, that's another thing, too. That one was crazy. Are we talking about it? Should we talk about it? It's
about
not
abortion?
even. Yeah, it's not even on the topic.
It's not on the topic. And
should we walk the tightrope?
I feel we should because I already jokingly said it in the last episode that you talked wild about it and we never talked about it.
Okay.
I don't know if you listen to that. That's what the intro starts with.
No, I know. I heard it. I just don't for me. I don't think people are actually pro-life. They just don't like the idea of abortion. But because then you're just listen, because I feel like people are pro birth rate, but like if someone's like low income, they're like, oh, why should they be on food stamps? Why, you know what I'm saying?
Why should I give them all this stuff for them to just have kids?
Yeah, same thing. So it's like, and then I don't know, man. I don't like.
Here's where my qualm is.
And also, we don't teach sex ed in schools. We don't
well enough at all.
Yeah, dude, think about like the health class that we took. Like,
I don't remember it. It was bullshit.
Yeah, it was basically. It might as that scene in Mean Girls where it's like, if you have sex, you'll die.
Yeah, all they pushed was abstinence, and then they would never really like tell you what to do if like abstinence wasn't the thing.
Exactly. Which realistically, I know like parents don't want to believe it, but your kids are gonna have sex probably. Like, and I think more
than likely, not even probably.
Yeah, more than likely. And I think when you empower your kids and give them the knowledge they should have, they'll make better decisions. Like I honestly feel like if you didn't make it like this bad, don't do it kind of thing. Like if you really explained what sex is and like provided the proper education, I feel like a kid, I feel like sex in itself, like at a young age, would decrease.
I think that's it with everything. Like if you give kids, like even with alcohol, like you introduce kids to the idea of what it is, explain to them what it is, explain to them what the positives and negatives are, and all this kind of stuff. And then once they're finally in the position, then they might just be like, oh, yeah, I don't really like that.
Yeah.
But it's like if you tell them they can't have it and it's forbidden fruit, then all of a sudden
it's that kid thing in you where you're just like, I just want to rebel. Screw it.
Yeah. So my qualm with the thing in general is like, yo, in very, very, very rare cases are you going to find out by 6 weeks that you're pregnant.
Oh, 100%.
Like, that's
no.
By the time, so like, it's a weird ass thing. So like, let's just say you like had sex like a week ago or whatever. And then you found out in a week, and then you went to the doctor in a week, but you ovulated a week before and you didn't realize. So then, like, you're 3 weeks pregnant.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, it's fucking weird. Like, there's all these weird things that, like, women barely even understand about the female body. Nonetheless, men, and it's a bunch of men sitting there making the decision that they're, not going to be able to make this decision with their body after this amount of weeks.
Also, making it illegal isn't going to stop it. It's just going to make people, like, it's going to be dangerous. Because, girls are going to be doing stuff, going to, like, sketchy doctors or, like, I don't know, take, like, certain pills. Like, you don't know what these girls are going to try to do.
It's going to be ridiculous. And, yeah, I think it's not going to help. It's not going to help things. I think I don't know how what to say about it because I don't know how the whole law works with that shit. I don't know what we can do. I don't know if it's done, if it's a wrap. Because it still doesn't go into effect until June something.
I also don't like how like the energy like the pro-life people bring to it, where it's like you're a baby killer, blah blah blah. It's like, yo, talk to this girl, like talk to this woman, like see what's going on in her life that's making her, like show her love. Maybe she might want to keep her baby. You know what I'm saying? Like support this person. And maybe their whole outcome changes. You never know.
So here's the thing, and this is where like the bullshit with both sides pops up. So if we're comparing and conflating both of the things that we have on the table here, right?
Okay.
So you got abortion and you got guns.
Okay. So
the right will always say the guns aren't the problem. This is the problem.
Yeah.
The guns are just like a product of it because so why can't we be like abortions aren't the problem? There's a lot of other things that are the problem.
Right.
And making abortions illegal, just like us wanting to say that you want to make guns illegal,
right,
isn't the solution here. It's not like it's just what has to happen because of the lack of education, because of the lack of funding, because of like all these other things that these kids aren't getting.
Right.
So like that's where I feel like if we could actually have conversations, look on the other side of the aisle and be like, look, we're like fighting for the same basic situational thing. I get that one's like a lot, but here's the thing is if you really want to be that way, we're talking about lives on both ends.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
So like lives of people that are unborn versus lives of people that are now born, which one matters more to you? You know what I mean? And that's like where you're now on this like line. So, but you're saying people's lives don't matter if it affects your freedom. So what about this person's freedom? You know what I mean? Like what is constitutionalized as freedom? Now that's the issue because when it comes to another person's life, but the abortion thing is like you're directly seeing this will impact someone's life. The thing with a gun is its possibility that someone's life can be affected because of firearms. But not like once you buy this firearm, a life will be taken, as opposed to like when you get an abortion, in their eyes, a life's taken.
Right.
So it's fucking weird. It's a weird one, but I really think that you're kind of fighting for the same type of situation.
It goes back to even like the mask thing, where you had conservatives saying, you shouldn't tell me what to do with my body. If I want to go out there and get Rona, that's my freedom to go do that.
Yeah. And it's like I don't know what we're supposed to do with these things because it's always the loudest people. You're not talking with the reasonable bodies.
Right.
So you're not talking with the people that are willing to
polar,
Yeah,
which like, look, man, like I don't like the idea of abortion. Like I don't like the fact that someone, that's gonna happen. But at the same time, it's like, who am I to make this person do?
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? Like, who am I to, one, tell a woman what to do with her body?
For me to tell anybody what to do with anything.
So,
like, as long as it doesn't legitimately affect me.
Right.
Like,
just because I wouldn't do it doesn't mean it should be illegal.
Yeah. I would not marry a man, but like... Marry a man, go ahead.
Yeah, like, I'm not going to vote against your civil rights. Like, what the hell?
You know what I'm saying? So, like, that's the kind of stuff that's just like... You know what I mean? Like, if I was a woman, I wouldn't vote. But that doesn't mean that women shouldn't vote. You know what I mean? Just because I knew that if I was a woman, that I wouldn't trust myself with that responsibility. But let's move on to another topic here. We're gonna jump into some dumb stuff here, and then we'll kind of go into some things that actually mattered. But I started seeing recently that everyone's been talking about how Travis and Kylie got back together. So this has been the whole thing. Everyone's saying, so Kylie and Travis reportedly gotten back together with one stipulation. They may see other people. So is y'all really together? Y'all just fucking again.
I think it's just like a fancy way of saying they're friends with benefits.
Yeah. So it's like, like we together, we're like with Stormy and stuff, but like, it's basically like if any of you blogs see him with another girl, don't fucking say that he's cheating. Don't tag me in a picture.
Yeah.
Don't send it to me. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. All it's like we're gonna co-parent.
But
I know like having sex, we're gonna have sex.
Yeah, because there's gonna be groupies on they're like, look. All right, he's going on tour next year, okay?
Yeah.
Astroworld Fest coming back. Groupies is out there. And it's been a long time we've been trapped up in the house together. It's just been me, him, and Stormy, and he's gonna go fuck some other bitches. It's what's gonna happen.
Yeah. And she might be trying to, like...
I mean, you don't know. Her and Tory Lanez, it was all those reports, you know what I'm saying? Like, I guess she wants the short men. And that's fine, dog.
Yeah, with the bad hairlines. And that's fine.
There's nothing wrong with people with bad hairlines. But now, I just wonder with Kylie being so influential, and especially Travis too, like them being the influential people and everything they wear.
They could wear like the stupidest crap and people.
They're bringing back they're bringing back all the SBs and stuff like that.
Did you see the shoes Travis was wearing? He was wearing like these like legit like tennis shoes, like for tennis. Like it was like these tennis sneakers.
No, but I see sneakers that he's wearing all the time, and I'm like, he has this weird style where like things look good on him, but then like everyone else thinks that it looks good on them, and it doesn't.
Yeah.
And so like that's where things get weird. But then everyone's style changes and stuff, and that's fine. But
like he was able to dress up as a roach for Halloween, and it was fine.
It wasn't. He had to deactivate his Instagram for a little bit. That's the time that we was like, nah, we ain't rocking with that one, dog.
Yeah.
This ain't Batman.
Yeah.
But now when you see this kind of stuff. And you start seeing like the like, oh man, this person got with this person. Now they're doing this. And like, well, if Travis and Kylie can do it, then maybe we can do it.
No.
Do you think that kind of changes people? I know there's already like a push for people being like, look, monogamy is an outdated type of, way of living. We should be able to be like, I don't believe that, but I think that there is a case for that for certain people. And when you're seeing, before that was the whole thing, right? Will and Jada, they're married, but like on the low, he could be fucking with other people or she could be fucking with other people. Yeah, or maybe he gay.
But you even
and that was like Illuminati underground shit. If Kylie and Travis are coming out and saying, hey, we really doing this, does that change things?
But like you even see it, like even with the whole Jada thing, like how Will got flamed when she was like when he was like low key crying when she said she had a situation, like
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Like this stuff doesn't actually work, you know. Like
So now, but they're different, right? We're talking about like the superficialist of people.
yeah,
Like
but
everything's about attention. Everything's about look. It works perfectly. They're like we can keep up the appearance of being in a happy relationship, and that's what people want. And then what happens if they ever catch us cheating? Then we just say we're in an open relationship, so we don't got to deal with that bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like think about like the number one problem with Kardashian relationships is cheating.
I don't think Scott ever cheated. He was just a drug addict.
Okay, well, other than when drugs happened.
Yeah.
All right. Most of the time it's cheating.
Because that like when Rob was dating the cheater girl and he cheated on her, and then he like lost
See, I don't
his mind
know as
after
much
that.
as you knew, dog.
Yeah.
To be 100%, Alicia could tell me some things, but maybe you guys can talk Kardashian. But yeah, that always seems to be the thing. Like a lot of the Kardashians go back to like the cheating guys and stuff like that. It's like a thing. And so I think this is kind of their way of being like, look, we're invincible now to the cheating scandal.
Okay. Yeah. But then it's like, because then you have people like Chloe who like, you know, when the whole thing with Tristan happened, she like freaked out, but then she just like, you know, she
Went
like,
back, didn't she?
she like flamed this girl who like had nothing to do with it, you know, like.
That's one thing I think they
basically
keep their people on the low.
Well, the girl was like Chloe's. It was Kylie's friend. Like she had been on the show and stuff.
Jordan Woods.
Yeah. So like they flamed this girl, and then she just went back with it.
Yeah, she a piece though. I ain't even going to
Chloe?
Jordan Woods.
Oh, I was like, Chloe doesn't even have the same face she did 10 years ago.
Jordan was fine. Real talk on the low for a not white woman. No, I'm just kidding for anyone. Nah, but for real, dog.
All right, we're canceled. We're off
How?
the air.
How? We just complimented women. You can say women look nice here.
You said for no.
Okay. Oh,
No,
true.
but
True. You're right. I forgot about that. I forgot I said that. But yeah.
He's joking.
Am I though, dog? I mean,
He is joking. Stop it.
But I mean, it's just weird to me to think of like where we're gonna be later. So like just things evolve and we always think that it's for the right? But then you have the people that like racism when that was a thing, or it is, but we remember when that was like a real thing, like a thing.
It's
like,
always been a thing.
No, but I'm saying like there was like segregation. I think it was more what I'm trying to say. Like that type of
like overt racism.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So before they just thought this is the way things are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then people will try to be like, hey, maybe like that's not the way it should be. Maybe like, you know, they should have the same rights as like other people and stuff like that. And then like people are like, no, what are you talking about? That's wild. And then things changed, right? And then you start talking about like gay people and people be like, man, maybe they should get married. Be like, no, like that's anti-Christian and like that's not the way shit goes. Like, what the fuck? They can't be getting married. So like right now, I think we're in this place where we see polyamorous relationships, like either some other religion or some like demonic shit, right? To where it's kind of like
Mormons out here, like we cracked the code years ago.
Yeah, but you know, so it's like either you Mormon or you like I don't give a fuck, you know?
Yeah.
So now it's like, can we, for the people that truly start feeling that way?
Can we take a pause on this and talk about how crazy Mormonism is?
I don't get it.
Also, here's the one thing, bro. I ain't saying they racist, but I never seen a brown or black Mormon. And if you look up like even if you watch like the South Park episode on Mormonism, it kind of like explains it pretty well. And basically like the guy that wrote the Book of Mormon, Joseph Smith, he said that like Jesus Christ had shown up to like the Native Americans and they crucified him, and their punishment was that God turned their skin red. Which is super racist. Like, plus, red skin look cooler. Like, you seen the red iPhone when the product red comes out? That's a hit, first of all. Yeah.
Who the fuck buys a white iPhone? Just saying.
Yeah,
like,
no.
I buy the black one.
Yeah, same.
That's the cool one.
That is the
you know
cool
what I'm saying?
one. Yeah.
So.
It's like the sleek looking one. Like,
exactly.
Yeah.
Like, it makes you look important. Like, white, all you see is all the impurities. You know what I'm saying? Just like it gets sunburned too easily.
Yeah.
Like if you leave your white phone out in the sun too long at the beach,
It look inbred sometimes.
it does. Yeah. No, it is really weird. You start getting weird glitches, like glitches that only happen on white iPhones. Like it's ridiculous.
I think you got to shoot me because I said the inbred thing. I'm gonna call myself out. Yeah. All right.
Now, I won't be getting Mormonism. But I don't even know how we can like really jump into this thing. Actually, before we even jump into all that, did you actually see the Fringe reunion that happened?
No, I've never seen Friends.
What?
Yep.
Hold the fuck. Hold on. So you're gonna tell me you be watching 90 Day Fiance, Keeping Up with the Kardashians, all these bitch ass shows.
I don't watch 90 Day Fiance.
Not 90 Day Fiance.
The Bachelor.
Same shit.
Bachelorette.
It's about finding love, dog.
Yeah.
It's about finding love. I mean,
I like The Office.
It's like if I just said, you be watching Family Guy, and you're like, I don't be watching Family Guy. I be watching American Dad.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, all right, dog, what the fuck ever. All right? It's the same shit.
I do watch both of those shows.
All right. So, you be watching them gay-ass television shows. But you won't watch, like, Friends, like, not even America's favorite show, the world's favorite show.
Yeah, man. It's just like I never got into it. I tried watching the first episode and I was like, this isn't funny.
Now, Elvira probably doesn't like it either, huh?
No.
That's the reason you haven't watched it, because like...
Well, no, I tried watching it way before I dated her. Like, I tried watching it on my own because I was like, oh, everybody's into this.
Could you try one more time for the sake of...
For the sake of trying?
For the sake of trying?
I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. I don't have HBO Max.
It's on just TV every day. Do you have cable now?
Elvira has cable.
All right, bet. Sneak on over to her house. How far do y'all live? Have you thought about just running a cable from her house to your house?
Well, okay, so I'm a nomad right now.
Yeah, I forgot. You like in shared workspaces and stuff.
Yeah, I'm living the nomadic lifestyle.
The digital nomadic life.
Yeah, at my uncle's house.
And that's why I forgot. You be bringing your laptop with you everywhere now.
Yeah. Yeah, basically.
You just like wherever you pop up your laptop.
Yeah.
That's home.
Yep.
That's the office.
Yeah. No, but real talk though, I am staying with my uncle right now.
I know.
Until the wedding. Yeah.
Until the wedding? Damn. Mm-hmm. Oh, and then what's happening after the wedding? So do y'all already know where y'all are living after the wedding?
Okay, so my cousin, she's a realtor. If you Villasana, look her up. She's pretty cool. Shout out.
I guess I got a plug.
Yeah. Anyway, she is gonna look for apartments for us. Basically, the apartments like pay her to like get tenants.
Okay.
So yeah,
that's what's
we
up.
don't gotta pay her. They'll pay her.
That's what's up. Okay.
But I'm trying to stay around like Adelo by Minute Maid because that's where it's like closest to Clear Lake, where Elvira's at. While still being in the city. Got you. And Netelo's like popping off right now. It's like getting cool.
So y'all are about to be like in the... It's weird because, okay, it's like the same type of situation where I feel around here where like you got estate homes everywhere around here, but then you also got like hella apartments and like hella homeless people on like the other side.
Yeah.
So it's like...
Yeah, like tent cities over there.
Exactly. You got like tent city right there.
Yeah.
But then like you got all these nice breweries popping off.
Right.
So it's like...
Which is like stuff I like.
Yeah, so and I mean... Look.
You ever been to Eighth Wonder? Shout out Eighth Wonder. The distillery and the brewery, they're both fire.
I'm not sure. I've had it because I've gone to places that serve it, but I'm not sure if I've been there specifically.
No, we gotta go.
For sure. But one thing you are definitely, if you're going to be in that area, you're going to have to carry the tool with you, dog. Especially now that, well, damn, can you carry a tool with you?
Can I? Probably. Bro, they don't care.
I'm just saying for the sake of like your status.
Bro, it'd be so effed up if like some random kid could carry a tool and I couldn't.
Right? But I'm just saying like...
Well, I mean, at that point of I would probably buy it. If we wanted one. I'm not saying that we want one.
No, but I'm saying carrying it and she just put it in her purse. Get a little pink one, just put it in her purse.
Yeah.
Because if you're going to be in the area, you just got to make sure,
She's got pepper spray.
All right, dog.
I might get a taser. I don't know.
Bruh, those things... What are you talking about, bro? We live in Houston. People be getting shot over road rage here.
That is true. I mean, yeah, like, yeah.
I know. I can't ever. I don't even think I've ever seen you hold a gun.
I've never held a gun.
No, for real?
Yeah, real talk.
Damn, dog. Damn,
I've never fired a weapon.
You've never been out to the woods, have you?
No.
Dog, I'm gonna have to like.
You gotta understand, bro. Like, yes, I'm from Mexico, but I grew up in the city.
No, I get it, but like even me, like I guess for me it's a mix of like it's where poor whites and like not as poor Mexicans collide.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like where the hunting thing comes and like where we was out there.
Yeah.
And so if we end up back out there, dog, I'm gonna have to like bring you out there. I'm gonna have to show you the way.
Bro, I'm not trying to cry.
Dog, I'm gonna have to show you the way. Not like
if I shoot Bambi, bro, I'm gonna cry. No. If it starts screaming, bro,
I'm talking about intro shit. Like there's a thing about that where like
like skeet shooting. I'll do that.
No. For a while, like I was kind of like, damn, how do I feel about these? Like about killing these animals and all this kind of stuff, right? And there's that whole thing, but that's like straight up, like 5% of it.
Okay.
The rest of it's cool ass shit.
Okay.
So like the day, you wake up super early in the morning before the sun comes up, and then you go there and you're like waiting in this blind, and then you do that till like the daytime comes till right about like mid morning. All right. If you didn't see anything, you didn't. If you did, you did. Right. That's like the little percent. Then you go. And then you have breakfast. Like the whole squad's there. You're at the site. Y'all making breakfast. It's fun. Everyone's chilling. Everyone's talking about the things they saw. Like, yeah, I saw a rabbit. Man, I saw this squirrel chasing this bird that was chasing a coyote. Like, you just talking about everything that's going on. Then you riding around in the four-wheelers. You like out in the woods. You're like just doing wild shit. And then before it gets like dark again, you head back over there and then stay there till it gets dark. Then after that, you grilling, you playing dominoes, you drinking tequila, like you just chilling outdoors, just doing like, I guess
dude shit.
Depending on what group you're with. If you're like with white folks, it gets real country. There's homemade wine involved. If you go Mexican, there's corridos. There's probably tequila. You know what I mean? Like just depending on what group you're in. Yeah. But yeah, it's just dude shit. It's dope. And so there's like the animal stuff, but like. You have to think like...
I will say, though, your house is the first and only time I've ever had venison.
Yeah, my dad be like...
And it's really good. I really like it.
I like venison too, but like my dad will just surprise people. Like I feel like he just be making people eat things without consent. Just like he'll hand you something and then you'll be like...
I'm here for it.
Yeah, you'll be like, oh damn, that was really good. What was that? He'll be like... walrus knuckles. You'll be like, the fuck? You'll be like, do you like it though? I mean, yeah, all right then. And then you start realizing, damn, I guess I like walrus knuckles.
Yeah, no, bro. I remember one time I was in Mexico, and we went to a taco stand, and then my dad orders me tacos, and then he's like, yeah, cuatro de lengua, and then I thought, there's no way that's actual tongue. Like, that's probably just, like, the nickname.
Yeah, no.
By the way, lengua means tongue.
Yeah.
And then I see the dude pull out the cow tongue and starts, like, chopping it up. And then, like, he gives me, like, the tacos, and he's, like, staring at me. And I'm like, well, I guess I gotta eat it. And I ate it, and it was good. I like lengua, so, like...
Yeah.
That's what's up.
We be doing weird shit like that. Like tripa too, you just be like, oh, okay. And that just sounds cool. And you're like, what is it? Oh, intestines.
Yep.
And be like, oh, yeah, this is what we do here.
Yeah.
Like, don't even get me fucking started real quick before we move on to another topic. They be the type. And it's the same type of shit the poor whites will get you on. I'm saying this is where they collide.
Oh, there's collides for sure. I'll agree with you.
And... I'm pulling up to my uncle's ranch. We chilling there.
Mm-hmm.
I get mad attached to this goat. I'm taking pictures of this goat.
They killed it, huh?
This goat was on my Tinder profile, dog. I was pulling bitches with this goat.
They ate it, didn't they?
Yeah. Here's the fucked up part, though, is they told me it was my goat first, before.
Did they at least serve it to you for like, your birthday? Oh.
No. Now, I've had that. But, like, this one was like, I would go to the ranch and it'd be like, I was taking a picture with this goat, chilling with this goat, and they were like, oh, yeah, it's your goat. So, like, I'm thinking it's my goat. So I finally come back next time. I'm like, hey, where my goat at? Oh, yeah, it's a wrap for that goat.
We made barbacoa.
Yeah, and I'm just like, wait, what the fuck? Because to me, I don't know how the whole thing works. I'm like, why did it have to be mine? You know what I mean? Like, I had no other goats.
Maybe it was just time for the goat.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, I don't. Maybe there's like prime, like maybe like a tomato or something. There's like prime picking.
Yeah.
You know, so like I don't understand goats like that.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, that's just like the kind of stuff that you deal with in this society in Mexican society. That's why it's hard for us to give a fuck
about animals.
Not about animals specifically, but like about all the PC culture shit in general.
Oh yeah.
Because like now I'm like, yo, sometimes we need to give a fuck is wild. Sure. But sometimes it's like, yo, like the way that and it's the same reason why I think poor whites can't get behind PC shit. It's like, yo, we just be dealing with real shit like, yo, like we gotta go kill the pig real quick.
Yeah.
Because like we need to eat tonight.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that kind of shit. So it's a little hard for people to like give a fuck about like, sorry that I didn't call you a Latinx or whatever.
Bro,
I know you say that. Everyone
like
says Latinx, but I'm gonna keep on saying Latinx until
I don't know. I don't think Latinx is like smart. I think it's stupid, to be honest.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna have a wild take, is the fact that I think Latinx is stupid. I don't think there's a need for it.
What about Xmas?
I think Xmas is stupid too.
Dog, I can't believe you still trying to keep Christ in Christmas, dog. That's wild of you.
Why else do we have Christmas?
Dog, because Macy's.
Nah.
That's why, dog. Because of the malls.
Yeah.
Like, that's why, dog.
Okay.
Who else gonna like keep the economy going? Who else gonna keep the economy going during December?
Coca-Cola, I don't know.
See
with the polar bears?
Yeah, dog. That's why. Like Christ.
Now here's the thing. I'm not the type to get upset when Starbucks just had the red cups. Like stuff like that. Like I don't care about that. I think that's dumb when people get mad at that. Like, it's cups. Really? You go to church, like, once a year and you're mad about cups?
Because for them, the cups mean something. Because here's the thing. Want to know the fucked up thing about that situation?
What?
Is the thing isn't about what they act like it's about. It's not that they're taking Christmas out of Starbucks. It's that you consider Starbucks a bigger part of your religion than you actually consider Jesus. Right. And the fact that, like, Starbucks is doing that to you is like, wow, like, Starbucks is turning its back on me, like the religion and fabric of Starbucks itself is changing. That's a bigger, like I think Coca-Cola has a bigger role to play in Christmas than Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's true.
So like
all the consumerism plays a bigger part in Christmas than actually. Yeah,
don't nobody be giving God no gifts.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Nobody gives them a card. And they don't be giving Jesus cookies either as Santa. Like, you know, he don't be getting...
Jesus don't even get a birthday cake, bro.
Yeah, real talk. Yeah. So, I mean...
And then if people find out he's not white, he really not getting a birthday cake.
Exactly. Like, what all he got was, like, death. That's the only thing we be talking about. Like, he just got, like, one more chance to die again. They just brought him back to, like, die again. Well, he didn't technically die. He, like, ascended or whatever, but kind of like that UFO. You've been hearing about that, right? About the UFO stuff?
Oh no! So, how like the government's supposed to release?
Well, look, here's what's happening. Here's what's like. Somebody was making a documentary. He's been on Rogan and stuff like that, and he started talking about this video that a Navy one of the guys from the Navy had like talked to him about it, and they showed him this video of like this UFO going super fast, blipping away from the radar. Like between the blip, it was like already somewhere super far away. It was moving in ways and directions, in motions, and in ways that like we don't understand. And then it just descended into the water, like just disappeared into the water. And they had it all on video. And that was the thing. Like they were talking about on Rogan, they were talking about on this documentary and everything. Well, the Navy came out and said, yeah, no, like that was a real video. It was taken by us, and yeah, we don't know what it is, and like it's like we can't explain it, and we're worried about it because we don't know what the fuck it is. You know what I mean? And so now we're like, what the fuck? So now everyone's kind of saying there's this thing where it's like we're getting close to where the government's gonna tell us some wild shit about aliens, but now people are saying the crazies, but I don't know if they're so crazy.
I think they're so crazy.
Are saying that like whatever the government is about to tell us is probably like something we should take lightly because it's like everything's been probably so carefully calculated that they're probably trying to like tell us something to deroute from something else. For them to finally be like, we're gonna tell them some alien shit, and it's like, what the fuck is really going on? For them to be like, we need to fucking derail them with some alien shit right now.
Here's my thing: if zombies, aliens, if it is true, bro, I don't even care. I want to be the first to die.
For real?
Talk. Yes, I don't want to live, dude. Those movies look awful.
Not the movies. We're talking about zombies or whatever. I'm talking about, like, if you think about aliens, there's the whole sci-fi thing. If it is
like,
the way...
if it's going to be like that, like apocalyptic...
I don't think it's apocalyptic. Here's the way that I think it is.
If it's going to be like we're chilling, we're like, you know, like they're just like kicking it with us, that's cool. But if it's going to be apocalyptic, bro, I'm not trying to live
Here's what
that.
I think it is. I'm about to put my tinfoil hat on, all right?
All right, let's put our tinfoil hats on.
If we're getting wild, what I would say is that they've been coming and they've been monitoring us, and there's a possibility that they have something to do with like our like modification, because like the way that we work could only kind of be achieved through like actual like someone modifying our genes and stuff, because we're like in that same similar way that like dog breeds are, where we can like inbreed with each other and all that kind of weird shit, right? So there's a lot of stuff like that, a lot of the stuff with the evolution, the monkey things, where I think someone had a hand of it, and I think it could have been someone from another planet coming doing some stuff. They've come back and monitor, and I think the government at one point has like captured something from a crash, has been studying things, and now there's probably been talks. To be honest, if we're talking, it's getting weird. I honestly think that there's been like communication. They're kind of understanding each other, and now they're kind of being like, let's start introing this process. I think they're superior to us, but I don't think they're dangerous.
Yeah. Okay, so what I'll say to that is, if they are dangerous, I don't want to live through that, bro. Like, yeah, like I'm not trying to like be Will Smith and I Am Legend. Like, that sounds awful. Like, that's where I'm like, I would rather be like the first people to die.
But what if
like,
they just help us like... Because here's what I'm thinking, and I'm just wild.
Now, if they're cool, then that's cool. But that's what I'm saying. Where if it's gonna be apocalyptic, like I'm not gonna lose sleep over this, bro.
Okay, but here's my thing: is I'm thinking, and I'm wilding. I'm really wilding.
You really are.
I have no basis for anything.
Yeah, people are gonna say this, and they're gonna be like, "Oh my God, Pablo just drinks the Kool-Aid," and Zen's like, he's like opened his third eye, and just some like stupid crap that I'm. But go off, go off, King.
But I think if we seem to naturally be heading down this route, that it seems like we can't, like in the same way that you see ants like carrying things and like the bees, they like doing shit, but they don't really know why they're doing it.
Yeah.
Like I don't think they're really like, I'm gonna do this. That's just like what it is in their nature.
Like just instinct.
I think our instinct is to push in this technologically advanced way where like, you know, things get run by computer or whatever. And I think they were kind of like, look, we can throw, like the aliens came down, surveyed things and said, we can throw all these crazy things and set up this way, or we can like plant these humans here whose like mind's purpose, their whole like societal purpose is just to technologically get to this point. Mm-hmm. And I think we're getting to a point where maybe the aliens might come back and be like, okay, look what they've done. So now we can steer them in the right direction of what we think this utopian society was supposed to be, or whatever we think this, whatever experiment was supposed to ultimately lead to.
I think you're just describing God.
But I'm saying, I'm talking about like the crazy AI stuff.
Okay.
So what I'm thinking is we're getting so close to the AI stuff that I think the aliens are now like, all right, they're almost there. Now let's just help them like make sure they don't fucking go too wild and they don't do
Terminator
too much of
stuff.
Yeah. So like, let's make sure they don't kill themselves, and maybe let's make sure that we can like dial back everything and keep it in a order. Because if the government's going to talk about it, the whole thing that they say is that like they won't talk about it because we're not ready for it. So now they're like, all right, we've gotten some things aligned. I think they might be ready for some intro stuff. Let's start talking a little bit about it. Because why are so many people saying that it's going to be in a few days?
What's going to be in a few
Whatever
days?
They're going to talk about. Like no one, like it's not like the government said we're going to talk about some alien shit in 3 days or whatever, but people in outlets and stuff like that are kind of making these predictions. So it's like, why are these predictions
they always
happening?
make these like stupid ass predictions, and then like nothing happens, and then they're like, oh, it's blah, blah, blah. They'll like come up with some bullshit, and then it's like this new date. It's always this whole. How the hell did 2012 come and go, and we're all still alive?
That's a little different because that's all some wild shit. But this is like if the government's going to tell us some stuff.
I mean,
and we'll see
if it's true. Cool.
Well, next time we're on the podcast.
Here's the thing, bro. Like, I'm not gonna lose sleep over any of this stuff. Like, these people that like get their tinfoil hat on and they get on this conspiracy train. Like, I get why they're doing it. Like, if you like, I like try to break down the psychology of it, and it's because the world is so unpredictable. They're trying to look for a way of explaining it. You know,
Yeah.
Or like. Some horrible stuff happens. Here's my way of explaining why this happens.
Like it all has to be. I think so. You're right. Where it's kind of like everything's so wild. There has to be a pattern. They're looking for patterns.
Exactly.
And so like so maybe the pattern's like
right.
lizard people or whatever the fuck.
Exactly. So then for me it's like even if all that stuff is true, I don't have power to change it. So like I'm just gonna live my life because otherwise you're just gonna live in paranoia and like essentially go crazy.
Yeah, that's why I'm not in paranoia over this. It's more like, damn. It's the same type.
It's more of a damn that's wild, but
exactly.
Yeah.
And for me, it's entertaining. So to me, it's like it's straight up like the newest episode of America.
Yeah,
2021. So I'm like, oh shit, what's on this episode? Like that's straight up how it is for me.
Yeah.
I'm not like to be like, it's gonna change our lives. We're gonna be, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not having my bunker ready. Like we're gonna like, someone's gonna tell us what we're gonna have to do. You know what I mean?
So that's what I'm saying. Like if it's gonna have to be like bunker lifestyle, bro, just kill me. Like I ain't trying to live in a bunker.
So now, like we're talking about unpredictability, talking about the world being unpredictable, and we've seen this market right now.
Volatility.
The volatility of Bitcoin alone. Can we talk about how now hold on. Now this is the quick thing because I see that the whole thing is about how Elon that we're talking about right now, how Elon's manipulating a lot of stuff, right?
Oh, Pablo's a boomer. He believes in the stock market.
It's true. But one thing that I've been low-key saying this whole time seems to kind of be ringing true in this specific instance alone, which is that we got to be ready for when China takes over and when China becomes the number one economic power and when we have to, like, put everything down on the floor to make sure that we go with China. China's regulation is what made that Bitcoin drop, like, from, like, what? It was, like, 60,000 or 70,000 to, like, 30,000. Some wild drop because, like, China made regulations against Bitcoin, so I guess all of their citizens or people who were holding with them said, all right, fuck this. And you saw China's influence on that, on a market that's supposed to be, on something supposed to be like recession-proof, on something that's supposed to be able to like withhold a lot of these things, and China just said something and like completely...
put it to its knees.
Yeah, because hardly anybody had bought at 30,000. All these new crypto cowboys or whatever... bought,
is that
like,
the name for it?
They be saying, be joking around, being like, yeah, you know what I mean? All these people bought like at 50,000, 60,000 or whatever, you know what I mean? And like it been going up from there. So like this shit's wild. Now the people who are early in are still gonna be like, I'm gonna just keep on buying, I'm just gonna keep on buying, like this is the way it goes or whatever. But like for all the people that were just jumping on the bandwagon, they were like, oh fuck.
Yep.
And that's the kind of thing for me that are like, yeah, Elon has a lot of power, yeah, Elon's tweets and that, but China.
Just anyone in general, bro. This is what I was trying to say, where it's like you can't do this to actual companies who have like stocks or whatever. You know, like at the end of the day, they own real things. Like there's real assets behind them.
Yeah, their storefronts or whatever, and like, not just hype.
Intellectual like copyrights, it's a lot of, you know. And yeah, so like also what I think too is going to happen is if people keep treating Bitcoin like a security, then the SEC is going to start to come in and regulate it and be like, okay, y'all are treating this like a security, we're going to regulate this like a security. Where it's like you won't be having these squeezes like you've been seeing. Like you won't be able to just monetize off of it because that stuff will become highly illegal. You know?
Yeah. I mean, you were showing me some videos where Mikey Taylor was talking about like how his fear wasn't the volatility. It's just the fact that like anyone can basically make a coin and do like kind of what we were talking about like that. Yeah. Like when we had Ruben here, where we were talking about like if we were all billionaires and we all just like with the NFT or the coin or whatever, just be like, all right, you make it, I'll put this much into it, so now your coin seems like it's worth this much. So then other people will put this much. So
we
the
make
coin
our
makes
money.
we make our money, and then before the like pyramid, whatever the fuck, you just get in at the bottom of the pyramid and you get your money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then once it builds up and everything dies out and they lost, they were like, oh man, well it was a gamble.
Yeah.
You know, and that's where
and then you're like, aha, you know, that you gotta ride it to the game, and it's
yeah. But it's like, I mean, and that is the thing, but that's kind of like where we're at, where it's kind of like where, all right, so like TV, when TV was a thing, you had all the executives, all the people that say this show's going to be this, all the people that actually like make it, right? That's kind of like the companies. It's kind of like the actual stocks or whatever. Then like YouTube comes around and like anyone can just make anything that's popping viral or whatever, and it becomes a thing, and you can make something out of that.
right.
So, but there's no structure there. So like the second something happens, anything happens, the wind blows too hard, one person gets canceled, like there was no foundation, the whole structure falls.
Right.
And like
It's built on hype.
exactly. So once the hype's gone, then you don't have anything actual there to like hold you, to support you.
Yeah.
And now, what does this mean for us like now? What does this mean for like the future of finance? Because this is something that I feel like even like you can't have too much analytics on this, right? Because everything's so new.
Yeah, I mean, like I do, like I know I like. I don't want to say I like crap on like cryptocurrencies. I do crap on Doge though. That's just another conversation. But I think it's more of like it is the future, but you like I don't think it's nowhere near what people expect it to be. And these like huge spikes it's just gonna be like, you know, it's just gonna be like a flowing thing until it actually gets to the end all be all that everyone said crypto could potentially be.
Yeah.
You know?
So that's where
It's like you either gotta ride it.
Exactly.
You gotta either be a ride or die, or again, you can do whatever you want with your money. I don't care. But
you're playing the really risky game by
Yeah.
trying to be in the mix, just like
day trading
for
it.
the moment.
Yeah. Like if you try to day trade it,
But then here's the thing is like, and it all depends on your age partially, right?
Oh
like,
no, for sure. And
if you're in your 60s retirement, like I don't think that you should be holding like Bitcoin should be your
not at all.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
no,
but if you're like
no.
a young
If you're
kid,
us, yeah, who cares? We have all these years to make all this money. If you're in retirement, stay the hell away from this stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like that's the kind of shit where I think it's also like, who are you? What are you doing? Like,
Oh, that's called risk tolerance.
oh, see, now I'm
There you
learning.
go.
See, dog, see you teaching me things.
Yeah.
All right. So, yeah, I mean, it's kind of wild just like seeing this, like seeing the ebbs and flows, seeing how like I never paid attention to the market, and I feel like now everyone is, and now it's crazy to see because it's like really hit the Twitter
Well,
like spheres.
I also feel like we all got old. You know what I'm saying? Like, think about the people that were like on social media and stuff. Like all the millennials, like we were the ones that kind of like took off with social media. We're all getting to an age where like this is the stuff we care about. So I feel like that's kind of why it's like naturally going into that.
That and
Because
also
we're
it's like,
aging with it.
but we're also aging well with it. We're like, anytime we'd see somebody care about finances, they were wearing a suit and they were like old and boring, and like we didn't care about what they said.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're seeing like young looking cool people who still look relevant caring about this stuff. So now it's like, oh shit, like it's kind of cool to care about this.
Yeah.
You know, and I think
Yeah.
that's like, I think this is going to breed a whole new, like, I'm thinking, and maybe it's the overcorrection, maybe it's kind of what we need. Because everyone first, like, the natural thing is to be like, oh, let's care about issues, right? Like, the first natural thing when you don't have money is let's care about issues.
Mm-hmm.
So now that everyone's learning about, like, money and all these influencers being so open about money and stuff, maybe you're going to breed, like, a whole new generation of just, like, young Republicans. Of just like people who aren't as like who are like tired of PC culture and they're kind of done with caring about issues as much.
Yeah.
And more kind of like, let's get this like economic shit in a different way because now we all in our crypto and we all trying to find our loopholes in our taxes and like everyone's gonna start.
Yeah. And but see, like for me, the way I see it, it shouldn't be you either care about one or you care about the other. I hope that there's one day where we could care about both.
Yeah, I think you have to have the shuffle because right now it's them versus like us.
If the second you have a versus mentality, you're never gonna do anything.
And that's been a big problem for us. Like, maybe that's why we need aliens.
Maybe.
So it could be us versus them.
People do come together when there's a common enemy.
So, and I mean, the Rona was too divisive.
Yeah.
So.
And then, that's why they try to like make you hate something, foreigners or something. I don't know.
But then even then, we even have a divide there. So, all these dreamers trying to come into our country and.
Sorry.
Take our now because of you dreamers, Lori Loughlin has to be paying millions of dollars to get her kid into school. You know what I'm saying?
Who's that?
Homegirl from Full House that got arrested.
Yeah, she's gonna do that regardless.
I don't know, dog. If there wasn't all these dreamers
doesn't get
legally.
Dreamers doesn't get you. Being a dreamer doesn't get you into college.
No, but what I'm saying is because you guys have more hunger because y'all came from a different country, y'all are making it unfair for the privileged people that were born here.
Yeah.
And for the people who like don't have to have as much of a drive. So now like you're making them have to have a drive, and that's some illegal shit. Like only illegals have drive in America.
Yeah. Well, it's their fault. You know
what I'm saying? Like the whole Chinese thing too. That's I think where a lot of the Chinese hate came from.
It's like if we say we want capitalism, let's have capitalism, bro.
I'm just saying, dog. But see, capitalism was reserved for the citizens, dog.
Where only the strongest survive.
Dog, only the strongest citizens survive, dog.
Nah.
Dog, I'm just saying, bro.
So is it capitalism or not?
Bro, it's capitalism when we have when it's in our favor, dog.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? That's how it works.
Oh, okay.
That's how it goes. It's like democracy if you have oil. You know what I'm saying? It's like there's always a but.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, we care about you if you have something to give for us.
Yeah, like, women will get paid more if they're hot. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's there's always a but. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how it is.
Yeah.
That's how America be. We'd be like, land of the free-ish. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, kinda. Depending on your skin color.
Yeah. And how much money you have.
Yeah. And, like,
and then
who you
maybe,
know.
Yeah.
And, like, do you know people? For some reason, the way it goes.
And what religion you are.
Do you know people who like little kids? If so, for some reason, you doing good.
What do you mean?
All this shit, like Jeffrey Epstein, all these people, is always little kids involved somehow. The second someone's doing good, you find out they like little kids. Sometimes it makes me think that you have to like little kids to be good.
What the fuck? I was like, what the hell are you talking about?
It's just getting wild around here, dog. It's just getting really wild here. It's getting really wild in this country, dog. Like our religious, like the people in the religious space, like they with little kids, like I think that it shouldn't, like capitalism has reached this point where like there's, money, there's crypto, but the ultimate bartering tool is young kids. And that's the thing is once you hit to that level, it doesn't matter how much money you have, that's a different bartering system. You know what I'm saying? That's like you've already surpassed the thousandaires, millionaires, whatever, billionaires, then it's like, oh shit, it's kids. So I don't know what's happening in this world, dog. And that's why I'm afraid to make money. Real talk. Because, like, I might be thumbing through, and then I'll be like, one kid token, the fuck is this? Like, I'm afraid that one day that's how, like, you slipping. This is a figure, this is a currency I ain't seen before, and it's like it's a one-way ticket to Epstein's Island. It's wild out here in these streets, dog. So, I mean, that's America now, and we a little out of time.
We've been out of time.
I won't even look at it. I was just talking about kids.
Yeah.
I just want to say that I'm not, like, rich enough by any means to be involved with little kids in any rate at all. So, like, just so y'all know straight up, like, my bank account, I can't afford kids. Even, like, I can't afford kids of my own, nonetheless.
Yeah.
Other type of kids. So.
Yo, I hate my bank statement.
What?
I feel like I get my bank statements in the most unnecessary like times. Like I know what I spent, bro. You don't gotta tell me.
Do they be does it be reminding you of like things that you like? I didn't want to know about that.
Yeah, bro. Like No, not that I didn't want. It's more like I didn't want to remember that I spent this money, bro. Like, relax.
My worst thing is like my bank snapshots will like, damn, we had a video, so let's
that's it. Yeah,
let's go ahead and just close this out in a way where we can at least save it for video. So yeah, fuck a bank statement. Real talk, fuck a bank. We're getting out of the bank systems. We're hiding money in our mattress and in crypto only.
yeah.
In our mattress and crypto only.
My mattress earns 0% interest, but let's do it anyway.
Real talk though.
Yeah. All right. We love y'all.
Yeah. Keep on watching. Keep on listening. Keep on telling your tias.
Yeah. We're just kidding half the time. We have no hate for nobody.
I have hate for absolutely nobody.
If you actually do like the term Latinx, like that's cool. Like we'll use whatever
fuck
pronoun.
all that shit though. Real talk.
We'll use whatever.
I'll use whatever
want.
pronoun you want. He, she, they, them, zinzer. Real talk. I don't care.
Yeah.
You know, yeehaw, whichever one you be going by.
We love you.
But thanks for listening. This has been the 2.5 Citizens podcast.
We out.
We out.